Hello, Tim Gerhards with Killer Tools and Equipment. This is our ART4100C laser cleaning machine, 1500 watt. I'm going to go over it with you here. To start, the items that you're going to need to supply: 4 gallons of distilled water and a 1/8 inch barb. So that's an 1/8 inch hole barb fitting for your 3-stage filter, okay? And that's going to fit our hose here. So some things about this machine, we're going to kind of go over the setup, how to get started. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the crate off. Obviously, now you're here, unbolt this bracket, take the bracket out, slide a strap underneath the unit. And this is best done with 2 people because this is tall and awkward. This is our welder. I'm showing you on this. But you're going to take this and you're going to roll it forward and lift it up. If you have one person on each side, that's better. If you're doing it this way, and then you're just going to roll it forward. The front wheels turn. The back wheels are straight casters, so they're not going to turn on you. So you just want to slowly bring this forward, get it a good 2 feet off of the pallet, and then let it drop down to the ground. And then same thing, slide this back to the back of the unit and do the same thing to take it completely off. Once you've got the machine off and on the ground, what you're going to want to do is the very first thing that you do is you want to come over here. Don't plug anything in. You have to fill up this machine with distilled water. Okay, it's going to take about somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.5 gallons of distilled water. It needs to be distilled. Okay, we've got this port here. This is your fill port. This is your gauge that tells you how full you are. Okay, so you're going to fill this until you get to the highest mark on the normal area. You don't need to go to the full, just highest mark on the normal. Okay, once you're there, then you can turn the machine on, and when you turn the machine on, this is going to pump water through the chilling system, the chiller. Okay, so that's going to remove some of this water. So once you do that and you watch it run and you see it drop down, then you want to top the water off to make sure you're in this higher end of the normal range. Okay, so then once that's all full, to turn it on to get it to bleed through, you're going to come back over here. So you've got 220 50 amp service. You're going to plug that in either directly to the wall or to an extension cord. Okay, and then this is the air switch, which is also going to, once I switch that on, you come over here and look, we've got the green light, which tells us we're good. I'm going to flip this off and on. You can see that's just giving power to the unit. So to get the water to bleed through the system, you're going to want to take the key and turn it to on. Okay, you can see now the system's booting up. We've got a gauge here. This is the temperature of the chiller. Okay, this is a very important aspect of this machine. We have to keep the machine at an optimal operating temperature. So this is key. You can't just use it right away. You got to wait for it to get the temperature, and the machine will tell you that. So right now we're on run. I'm going to go through real quick on shutdown and the different procedures there. So we're running. If you have some emergency situation and you need to hit the shutdown button, you push it, it's going to shut the machine off. Okay, we're still switched on in the back, which the green light is telling us we're still getting power to the unit. You can't turn the machine back on until you take the switch and flip it. So flipping, that re-engages the power to the key. Now you can turn the key and the machine will come back on. So the tool comes with safety laser glasses, a cleaner for the lens, the cover for the glasses, and then cleaning sheets for cleaning the lenses. Also comes with the lens that's in it and 4 additional lenses, so you get 5 total lenses to start using the machine. Proper temperature in the summertime is going to be 25 to 28 on the register there. In the wintertime, 20 to 22. Okay, so the other thing you need with this machine is you need compressed air. It both works as a cooling and a cleaning to keep the lens clean. What you're going to need is, for your 3-stage filter, you always want to use 3-stage filtered air for this. If you're blowing dirty air on the lens, it's going to contaminate the lens, and you're going to get much less life out of the lens. So get yourself a 3-stage air filter. And then we've got this mounted. We've got air coming in. We've got the 1/8" barb into our hose, and then we're going to come around here and take a look. We've got a quick connect fitting for our air, so just slide that into the back of the machine, and now you've got air connected and ready to go. And now we want to set the PSI somewhere between 45 and 85. So we've got it set here right around, looks like 60, 65, in the neighborhood of that. You can see we've got water coming through here, and then we also have the laser fibers in this cable assembly. Okay, it's very important not to kink this cable assembly or run it over. Okay, so you really need to be pay very close attention not to get it twisted up and get into a kinking or a binding situation for all these items, or you can destroy this cable assembly in no time. And you spend a lot of money on this, so take very, very good care of this cable assembly. This is probably the part that you really want to watch out for. Okay, so this little blower here is for blowing off the lens. To get at the lens, you just lift this up and be very careful as to how you pull this out. Okay. There. And I just want to check this. I would check this every time you use it. Make sure you're very clean. Hold it up to the light. Make sure you don't have any debris there. If you see any burning or anything on the outside, you're going to need to replace the lens. If you need to clean the lens, you just pull off a strip of the cleaner. Probably best to put a clean pair of latex gloves on. You can clean it while it's in here, or you can pop it out. You can see it's sandwiched between multiple layers of rings to hold it in place. So clean that as best you can, get that back in place, and then put it back in. So whenever you're using this machine, always wear your laser safety glasses. Okay, in testing, I've already had a laser come and flash my eyes, and that would have blinded me more than likely had I not been wearing these. Okay, so we're at 26 Celsius, so we're at the proper temperature. We're gonna go ahead and close this door, and now up at the display here, these are all the different parameters that you can change. There really isn't a need to change any of these parameters. You may want to switch your scan. Your scan length is going to be the length that the beam is running in this direction. The scan width is the length of the beam running in this direction. In this wobble type pattern, which we'll start with, you'll see it's going to be 80 by 80. It's going to be a square box, and you want to hold the laser far enough away to get that 80 by 80. We've adjusted the scan speed and the laser power. Lower power is going to be less heat, slower working, but you may want that in certain instances. Slowing the scan speed, you might get better penetration on deeper rust with a lower scan speed. So all these are just things that you need to work out when you're using the system. It's pretty much ready to go right now. So right now over here we are set at stop cleaning. We're ready to clean, so turn it. Now the machine is ready for cleaning. The laser is in the machine, is on. Okay, we're gonna come over here, and now I'm gonna don my welding gloves, because when we're using this machine we want full coverage. Okay, so that I can see, I'm going to put on my laser safety glasses with my readers built into them. And when you're first starting to use this, I recommend having a digital non-contact thermometer handy so that you can see how fast you need to move over an area without overheating and scorching it. Okay, so another thing to watch out for with this unit is, what is your background? Okay, this will, as I'm coming across this edge here, it's still going to be shooting a high intensity laser past this, through this hole, and it's going to hit a wall right here and start burning paint off the wall. So you really need to pay attention to what's in the background, holes that you maybe have. We've seen videos where people are using this type of machine and they clean the rust out and it blows a hole in the panel, and then they think they're cleaning this, and the laser's shining through and can catch other items and fire inside the vehicle. So you really need to pay attention to your surroundings, not just what you're working on, but what is behind what you're working on. So to use this machine, you want to pull the trigger twice and it'll start operation. So I'm gonna, and also don't hold your finger up here and use your second trigger. There's a chance you could get something in the way of the lens. So that was something I had to overcome when I started using this. So always hold the unit like this with your index finger on the trigger. So we're just going to do a quick little, and you can see the particles. You can see the particles in the laser as they're coming off. So this will kick particles back towards the lens, which is why you want to come and find a good working distance to keep the lens out of the particulate. And you can see here, as we're burning, there's some charred areas left. This is going to leave a lot of char. Okay, we are burning the rust off, which is going to leave, you know, carbon deposits here, which is why you're going to want to have things like a wire brush or a wire wheel that you can come back and remove that char layer. And you can see here, that's a little bit deeper rust. Okay, so that's going to take a little more, another 1 or 2 passes with the laser, and we'll do that right here. And you can actually see it, the thicker layer, you can actually see the pattern burning off, and you can actually listen to it and hear it. We actually overheated it. You can see the metal turning blue there. Okay, but you can actually see when the laser is burning something and when it is now just hitting char and bare metal. So I'm going to go over that a little bit, and you can see that area that was right there is pretty much gone. This area right here, I can see there's just a little bit more rust there, so I'm going to hit that really quick. And hit it again. And when it's clean, I'm going to go over this area right here, and you'll see, if you'll just see laser, and where you see something burning is where there's just a little bit more rust. So when it's hitting clean like that, you want to move to the next area. But if you see that little that burning action, that is the tool working. So anytime you kind of have a wire wheel handy, good to have a cone and a brush like this. Also a restorer, which I'll show in another video, works really well. Okay, so if you want to do paint removal, the best program to use is Straight Line. Right now it is set at a scan length of 80 and a scan width of 150. We're going to come over here to some modern paint, and we'll do a little on that. We've broken off most of the clear coat, and now we're into the base and the primer. So now we'll go the opposite direction. Now, if you hear the metal moving, this metal has been dented, so you can hear a little oil canning. If while you're doing this, you're hearing some oil canning at all, you want to get over to the machine and turn the voltage down, so you're doing this at a much lower level, so you're not going to get as much heat. But we're really not heating this up too much. So that's warm enough. I'm going to stay away from there, and I move to the next section and let that cool down, and then come back to that later. So you just want to work your way around the panel and without applying too much heat to any one area. You can adjust the scan length here, press the button, pick the scan length you're looking for, and enter. That's going to change your parameters. Now when you're doing this, when you're cleaning different metals, whether you're stripping paint or stripping rust, you're in charge of the variables. What seems to work best is a straight line will work for everything. The grids are really good for rust. What I've found is if you come over here and you look at the wobble, any of these wobbles where it's going to be coming around into a circle and then back out, that what this is it's opening and closing, and it's going to get concentrated in the center, and you're going to get hot spots. If you go to something like this, again, it's going to the laser is constantly coming around to the center, and you're going to get hot spots.